Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm back with another live, y'all. Please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube. This helps me spread the word about what it is that I'm doing. And whew, can you believe this is day 41 of our government shutdown? We're about to get into it in a minute, but I wanted to know if y'all think this shutdown could end soon. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you think it's going to end soon. Um, but I got to give y'all an update. Um, so if you want to know what's going on, please subscribe so you know more about what's going on with the funding and other sources of funding. So far, here's what's been going on. Day 41 of the shutdown, and things are getting heavy. It's really heavy right now. So this shutdown and reasons for it, I'm gonna do my very, very best not to put my 2 cents in if I am able. I'm also not going to put my biases in here because this is not what this is about. You guys want to genuinely know what's happening with the funding and what's going to happen. But federal judge John J. McConnell Jr. was the federal judge that said this basically, this like pausing of the SNAP benefits was kind of insane because there are children that are going hungry right now in our country because of this shutdown. Millions of Americans rely on the SNAP benefits, and I get it. It's like part of the Trump administration reason for it is to try to see about stopping the wasteful spending. I understand, but at the same time, you cannot let these children go hungry in your own country and then fly out of this country and do other stuff for other people, but you're neglecting your house. No, that's not how it's supposed to work, in my opinion. But that's the federal judge that was at least trying to say, hey, let's release partial benefits. That was blocked a few days ago because they're saying that the SNAP release is for full benefits. So it could be a problem somewhere down the line if they were to release partial benefits. And as you all heard, the shutdown could end tonight. That's what I just saw on Dateline um, a few minutes ago. That's what I've been hearing since this morning. And guys, I do apologize for my tardiness in this matter, but I wanted to make sure I did a thorough check on my resources before getting them out here. And that was the delay on my part. So I apologize for that. Also, I remember when the Trump administration said the shutdown will end once the Democrats go into their demands of like the healthcare reform, Obamacare, aka Affordable Care Act. When they drop that, then absolutely the government is gonna reopen. But here's the danger with that. Um, when we drop the Affordable Care Act, that's going to cost us, like, it's already costing us something for health insurance, but it's going to skyrocket health insurance. So it wasn't wise to do that. Again, I'm not trying to put my opinion in there, but I'm seeing some patterns. I'm trying not to say so much of what I think and how I feel but it might be slipping in there. So I apologize in advance. But I just want y'all to know that I'm seeing what y'all are seeing, for those of you all who are keeping up with the story. And even for the ones that are not, again, like I see it. In order to address what's going on, we gotta say something about it, right? So let me see. I talked about the partial benefits already. And guys, just pardon me for my notes. I might be flip flopping, jumping ahead, skipping forward, and going backwards, but it's mainly because this is in my head as well as on my notes. So I'm trying to minimize confusion. Um, so they were claiming for the SNAP benefits to be released, and that was blocked. They claimed lack of sufficient emergency funds, and that's why it was reversed for releasing the partial payment, because they even knew when the shutdown would end, they would go ahead and release those full benefits for those who are still qualifying for SNAP benefits. And so I mentioned earlier, millions of Americans are suffering right now in our own country because of lack of food and also lack of resources to continue providing food sources, because either they're running out of food or they're running out of funding to help with making sure everyone is supplied food. But organizations like Feeding America, the Salvation Army, No Kid Hungry, the Houston Food Bank, Target Hunger, and a lot of these are organizations like targethunger.org, Food Bank, houstonfoodbank.org. I would say continue to follow up with social media. Chase, Community Service, Single Parent Advocate. That's those that organization is helping single parents who have children, making sure the children get fed. Check out your local food pantry in your state. I know I'm talking about Houston, Texas, but this is where I'm from. But your city, your state, your county also have food bank initiatives, and you can check there as well. Your local church, if you haven't already. Many of what I've the many resources I'm saying, a lot of you all, it's either been in circulation with the news, you've heard it on the radio, you've heard it online, and I'm just reiterating this. And again, my apologies for putting this out there sooner than today, and that wasn't my intention. But churches and religious organizations also have food and food resources. Boys and Girls Club, United Way, your local food drives, although they may have limited resources in that, but you can still go and at least ask. Um, I also said listen to the radio for specific locations for local food drives. Also, a lot of your local and your county food drives, if they, it's getting closer to the holidays, and a lot of the food drives are really reserved for like those less fortunate in the homeless, but they might make an exception for what's going on. I don't know. I'm just speculating. So ideally, go and just ask, because the resources that I provide, if they're saying, oh no, we don't have anything, they can maybe, if you ask them, provide resources to other places that can help you. So don't go there and then, get irritated because I said it, they're out. Ask if they have additional resources to where you can go and see about getting your family and your children fed. Um, and after this live, I will leave those resources that I mentioned and maybe add a little bit more in the description box. That way you have it, that way you can pass it along. And again, if what the sources that I said have been exhausted, you can still go to them anyhow and ask for additional resources if the place may have them. So, jumping into the nitty gritty of everything, could this shutdown end? Could it end tonight? Yes, it could, because we have actually made history because our last shutdown was it was 35 days. So we're at 41 days now. I'm not saying that's something to be proud of, but it does supersede the record that we previously had. Also, a lot of these sources that I got, that I'm getting a lot of this information from, talking about the shutdown. I'm getting it from Yahoo News, CNN, New York Post, Time Magazine, Newsweek, Christian Broadcasting Network. Of course, I'm Googling this information and other political resources that are both local and international. I'm sorry, local and federal for the United States of America. So, just so y'all know, this shutdown could end because it could end this week. If not tonight, it could end this week. The reason being is because the Senate did agree to a 60 count vote. It was a 60-40 vote, which all they need is 2/3. So they got 2/3 vote to at least get things in motion in the shutdown if the shutdown is not completely ending. And the reason why I'm teetering between the words is because I don't know for a fact. I'm not sure, and I don't want to state it as fact if it's uncertain. Anywho, I talked about the Affordable Care Act, which is Obamacare. They are trying to, what the House and the Senate are doing is trying to see what other ways that they could like get funding for healthcare and things like this, because the government shutdown has taught us that if the funding is locked in with the federal side, they would need some kind of contingency funding outside of that to continue supplying families with additional resources who need it. Not the scammers, but the people that actually are on this stuff and they need it. And just to be clear, like if you need food stamps, if you need affordable health care, that this is what this is all doing. So right now, that's why they're saying the shutdown could end tonight or at least by Friday or before Friday of this week, because gears are in motion. The Senate has voted. This With this, they implemented the funding to go from now into January 31st. This is just enough time to try to make it more permanent. And also within this, what they're doing is they're trying to get like a premium tax credit, or it might be somewhere a part of that. So besides SNAP benefits, Medicare, affordable health care, this is to help with other food assistance programs that would be like your food programs outside of SNAP, like Houston Food Bank, United Way, and so on, is to also help with law enforcement, air traffic controllers, because right now, I don't think the police force is getting paid, the pilots aren't getting paid, government workers and first responders aren't getting paid right now because of this shutdown. And it's like, if they are, it's like I'm not trying to say their checks have stopped, but for those who are still getting paid, of course they're working. For the ones that aren't, it's hard to say. But for the ones that are not working, this they are trying to extend this act until September 2026 to give them back pay for the days that they miss. These are the government workers and other workers in the, the higher political arenas who are not getting pay right now, or they were unfortunately let go from their job because their job couldn't pay them. So this is a way for them to get reimbursed from now until September 2026. And they were saying that even when the shutdown ends, we can still fight for lower health costs, because without the Affordable Care Act, even at um, the lowest possible number for your current insurance that's affordable for you, it could skyrocket. And that's what they're trying to prevent. They're actually trying to get it lower than what you're currently paying now. And no, I don't have the figures for that, but just think of less than what you're paying. I don't think they would do it to where it's like $1.99 less than what you're currently paying, but I think it's gonna be somewhere where it's breathing room where you can feel that pressure off you, right? Um, so yes, this would be guaranteed payback for those in our government, federal workers that have experienced hardships. Um, and also, I just wanted to add this in there. When the Trump administration said that the shutdown will end after getting rid of Obamacare, they might not have been knowing that they were talking about the Affordable Care Act. And this is the reason why Americans, although we are paying for like our health insurance, it's not really killing our wallets. Without us, we would be paying so much in healthcare. A lot of us do already pay a lot, especially those of us who have families. You're paying a lot to make sure everyone is up under insurance, right? So we need this so the health care doesn't go any higher than what it is. And this is why the great people in Congress are trying to see what else we can do. So, in the event another shutdown happens, and at this rate, I'm not saying that it will, but the decisions the Trump administration are doing, it's like, could we be at risk for another one? So it's a little daunting to think on, but it's like let's decompress and take a deep breath from here, knowing that the shutdown is going to be over before we fix our mindset to think of one that could potentially happen in the future. And then what if it doesn't? So yeah, let's breathe on this one first. Let's breathe. So the other part that y'all want to know, the nitty gritty that y'all came here for, what to expect when the government reopens from this shutdown. I would say that the the grant makers, change makers, all of you wonderful people that are overseas. Oh yeah, in the army. The army will get paid again their restitutions that they need because they are overseas fighting for our country right now. I probably should have said this earlier, but all of you first responders, well, actually, like the military workers and the veterans, thank you so much for your service. I appreciate it. I have family members that are either active military or just retiring. So thank you guys that are in the military. You have served in or serviced the military in any way, shape, or form. I really do say thank you so much for your service. We need you guys out here. And this shutdown has proven that we need you guys out here. So thank you so much for all that you do and our support to you, from you, for fighting for our country. We really need you guys. And no, I don't take it lightly. I sleep better at night knowing that the army, our military, is doing what they need to do to fight for us. That's just me. Um, so what's going to happen when the government reopens? It will be a scramble to embrace normality because things are shifting. We, just like I was saying about the people who were getting reimbursed for working even though they wasn't getting paid. So there's that. There's for the people that are making a difference, making changes out here in the world, they're coming back from that. For those of you who have, you put your um you put your grant in, you are waiting for a response, I would say to be kind and be patient, because we don't know what the people have experienced on the other end. And they might be a little ornery, a little crabby, a little out of sorts. Be kind and be patient with them, because the last thing you need right now is you're trying to get an answer, and then next thing you know, because you peeved off the wrong person, your grant application that you've been waiting to get a response for months is all of a sudden denied. So keep that in mind. Now, I'm not saying that will happen, but I am saying be mindful of what to expect. This is happening on both the federal and non-federal level. I I was told by a source that a lot of the government contractors who are doing the subcontractor, not subcontractor, the prime contractor contracts, releasing them, the program officers, those that are leading the projects, they are up under a lot of pressure. So if they're just a tinge bit ornery, be patient, be kind with them. There might be a delay in response, and just know priority wins. Whoever is the priority, whoever they made notes set aside for the priority, they win. Those are the ones that they're going to take care of first whenever they come back from trying to sort out things and how to be normal. The quick response, meaning because they contacted you as soon as they got word that the shutdown ended, the quick response might very well mean that you won. And also just double check to make sure. And if you did, if you lost your government contract because they told you to stop all the working with it, even if you did work that you probably didn't submit, they already told you not to work on it. So until the work resumes, I would say make sure that you continue the right where you left off. And also, if you got let go of a contract because they couldn't give you the payout, just double check and see if you're still eligible to work with that particular contract, or if it's canceled out, right? Because it's what they would probably do is keep you on there because you've already done everything, but you may have to reapply for it. So keep that in mind. They may instate you without reapplication. That's what I was getting at. Also, as I wrap up, I wanted to let you guys know. Let me see if I can scooch over some. So I still got my funding freeze transition plan. It's still available if you wanted to purchase it for $12. Right now, that's what it is. And in this plan, they're in a freeze, and even after the shutdown is over with, I'm I'm selling it for $12. What this transition plan has into it is ways. So if you have a nonprofit, church, or business, what you can do to transition during the shutdown, how you could still benefit and qualify for grant funding and other sources of funding. I created this because at the time during the heat, the higher points of the shutdown, now we're towards the end, we're decompressing a little bit, right? So at this time, yeah, you can still benefit from this because you may not need it right now, but you will eventually need this because for a lot of business owners, your revenue might have dried up because for those of you who were like 100% funded, you felt that shift. You didn't know what else to do besides what you've been doing, and it was a lot harder. Is the pressure is going to be off once it opened, but what happens when you need to make that call again? So get your funny freeze transition plan. That way you can still benefit, you can still make revenue, you can still find other ways to secure funding without breaking the bank and without completely destroying your sources. Because for what you need, especially your business, people need what you have. So get it while it's still $12. If you are on Instagram, if you put plan in the comment under any one of the videos that you see me talking about this transition plan, a link will be sent to you so you can make that purchase, just if you're interested. But yeah, guys, I do get it while the getting is good. I'll say that. But guys, I just want to thank you so much for your time. Thank you for hearing me on what I have to say about this. And guys, we're at the tail end of this shutdown. It's almost over. You did great by hanging in there. This proved that you are more resilient than you thought you were. Never mind me, but you probably were like, I have no idea how I'm going to survive this. And you ended up thriving and pushing through. And also, guys, lastly, I know I never really talk about my next move or what I'm going to do, but even me, I'm transitioning. I had to pivot what I'm doing. So I've included some more services to my um I've included some more services to my um service sheet. I will be I'm still working on it, like how to word it, what I need to say, how I want to put it, but just know that some more services will be added because I know more and more of you are shopping around for a grant writer or consultant, or if you're not looking for that, at least not from me, I still would want you to benefit from working with me or seeing how I work versus oh, she only do this, only grants, nothing else. I do a lot of stuff. You just gotta pay attention and see on my on my service sheet on what all it is I can do. But rest assured, more services are coming you guys' way. I'm still working with I'm still working on moving my courses to Udemy. Excuse me. But in the meantime, and in between time, this is what I'm doing. So if you want to keep your ears to the ground, please subscribe to Writing Visions channel. I thank you so much for the likes, the shares, the things that you do, your comments. I love it, guys. When you come on live and you give me a message, or you pop in and pop off just to pop on again later, or you re-watch it, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for helping me do what I do. I appreciate it so much. And y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good night. Take care.